My name is Ben, and I've been a patient of Dr. Miller's now for 7 or 8, 9 months. Probably as of this morning, lost 60 pounds. So I've been overweight my whole life, high school and beyond. Carried it well because I'm a big enough guy. But the truth of the matter is it bothers you. You know, for so many reasons. It's not healthy. You don't look that great in certain clothes, whatever the case may be. I manage some of this stuff on my own, doing it traditional routes, watching what I eat, getting in the gym, that kind of thing. But as you get older, your body starts to kind of tell you to slow down a little bit, and then it became sort of harder and harder. So I met a dear friend of mine who's a patient of Dr. Miller's, stopped by one night, we struck up a conversation, he told me about him, and it just triggered me to say, I'm not getting any younger, and if I'm gonna do anything about this, you know, I probably should get started. I love the fact that as soon as we got started, one of the first things we did was a full blood workup. He took a very clinical approach. He made sure that my heart was in good shape to handle the journey. The blood work came back. He made recommendations related to certain vitamin deficiencies. He talked through the fact that this was not something that the medication was some kind of miracle drug and would get me there all by itself, that there was some work that I had to do, which resonated with me, having to feel like that there was some work that I had to put in. He explained that my gym regimen had to stay high. He explained that I had to make sure that my protein intake was high so that during this journey I didn't lose, that what I was losing was fat and not losing muscle mass. And that has been fascinating. I have never looked this good in my entire life. I have actual muscles now, which as a 57-year-old, that's mind-blowing. So really the part that stood out more than anything is that this is very much a methodical, clinical approach to permanent weight loss. When I started the weight loss, and in one of the comments I think I made to Dr. Miller at the time was that, you know, I'm in the gym, I feel like I'm putting forth the effort, but I'm just exhausted all the time. I also remember I'd wake up in the morning and I'd feel awake and start going about my day. And by about 11 o'clock that I would just feel like I could lay down and sleep for 3 hours. My energy level was just, you know, in the tank. And it was Dr. Miller who said, well, why don't we take a look at your testosterone levels? You know, at your age, they start to drop off naturally. And that was the first time I think he approached the conversation about, we don't have to put up with that. Like we don't have to accept that just because you're getting older, that you're also going to be more tired and more run down. He said, you know, with modern medicine, we have the ability to optimize your testosterone. That got exciting to me. I said, okay, I'd love to have more energy. I'd love to feel better about it. Part of the journey that's been fascinating about both the tirzepatide and the HRT treatment is they kind of work hand in hand, like this sort of 1-2 punch. I'm losing weight on the weight loss medication, but I'm also getting an increased boost in energy from the hormone replacement, which is also adding to my muscle mass and helping me continue to lose weight. And so those two things in conjunction, I think, have been the best solution for me personally. I have a totally different physique. No one on the camera wants to see that, but muscles now where there were no muscles before, and clothes that fit like I were a young man, so I'm happy with that. Probably one of my biggest milestones is when I went to visit my other doctor, and in my chart she's writing athletic, fit, words that, you know, I would never think would have ever. In fact, even now, 9 months later, I look in the mirror and I still don't see who I look like today. I still remember being big because I've been big my entire life. Yeah, so that's been the biggest milestone. I would 100% recommend Riverhead Wellness, Skylar, Dr. Miller. The whole crew here has been phenomenal. It's changed my life. I went from worrying what people would think because I'm doing this to telling random strangers they need to come see these guys. I tell you that if you were not happy with your weight or your energy levels or any of those things, he's the first guy to call and get in here. And then from there, you'll make a plan and it absolutely works. It's been start to finish. It's been probably one of the top best decisions I've made in my entire life. Second to marrying my wife. You could just give her that clip.